Las Vegas Raiders are looking for a head coach. Immediately, everyone just jumped on the Deion Sanders would take that job. Could Coach Prime be a candidate in Vegas? They got the number 6 pick. They could draft Shador to go along with him. I'm confused at why everyone thinks he should be the coach of his son.
Yeah, right. Does it have to be that way?
Yeah, are they trying to lure him away? Is that it? Is that like how you be like, we'll get you? I don't get that. Are we now? You're taking a chance on 2 guys, the coach and the player. But because all of the NFL is talking about this, Pat, your thoughts? You spent time with Coach Prime in Boulder. You see any indication, or do you think there's any chance he would go and jump at a Raiders job?
I would be surprised. I mean, it could happen, certainly. But one thing Coach Prime has been is pretty open book. He's a truth teller. He's a pretty honest answerer of questions. And I haven't heard anything from him ever say, yeah, I'd like to coach in the NFL, or I could coach in the NFL, or I will, or I want to. And to me, it's maybe a little bit insulting of Deion's coaching chops here. That's like, well, yes, he would go, but only so he could be with his kid. I think he's going to be fine coaching at Colorado without his kid. I mean, I guarantee he's enjoyed it. It's been great. It's been one of the better stories in college football, I think, watching Shador blossom and play incredibly well and help his dad resuscitate a dead program. But life moves on. And I think, eventually your kids graduate from college and go do their own thing. That's usually the way it works in American business. And I think Shador's probably ready to do that. And I think Coach Prime's probably going to be just fine moving into the next chapter at Colorado with Julian Lewis or with Caden Salter or whatever. And I haven't heard anything from him that even makes you think, oh, yeah, he's angling for an NFL job.
What do you think, Joe? We'll have you, Joe, producer Joe, will jump in with Ross.
Yeah, I'll pretend to be Ross.
Lamb.
I'll
just
pretend
complain you're cold.
Well, I am cold. It's 20 degrees here in New Jersey. I'll be in Miami soon. But I think that you hit on there, Pat, a really good point with this. Why would also Shador want to jump to the NFL and continue to play for his dad? I mean, it's been a great experience for him to have that. But at a certain point, you're in your mid-20s and you're going to be growing and blossoming into a pro. Why the heck would you want to have your dad following you around every single step, and he's the one who's controlling your career path? I just feel like that adds such a weird, unnecessary level to all of this. I know that, plenty of times in other industries, people go and work for their dads, or their dad helps them get a job. But I think here, if I'm Shador Sanders, it's time to, let the bird leave the nest.
Yeah, I think a lot of parents want to be done with their kid when they're 22, 23. I think we're seeing that. Like that's also, it's a different type of business than like, hey, come take over the family business and let's work together. This is a zero-sum, massively competitive situation in the NFL, and careers are short, opportunities are short. So, if you got some kind of like trucking company and you want your son to be your protege, well, he's one of many employees, and you're unlikely to like lose all your contracts right away if he's not good enough, and then you're both out. So the son thing, it was very emotional watching Coach Prime, Deion Sanders on senior day with both Shador and Shiloh. And Shiloh, he doesn't get any love. Why don't you pick him? But I think, and I started watching some of the Coach Prime documentary or whatever it is, show they have that's out. And it's obviously a big deal getting to coach his sons, but I think he's kind of, moved on. So I'd be surprised. Who knows what Deion Sanders is going to do, but I would be surprised if there is anything other than him staying and coming back to Boulder. And I'm kind of bullish on the Buffaloes post Hunter, Shador, and Shiloh and all that. I think they've done very well again in the portal. At least it's some name guys. They've got their quarterback for the future. It's the Big 12 is wide open. I think they can continue to win.
Absolutely. That's the thing, is they've got it going in the right direction, and they are losing 2, first round talents, but they're bringing in more talent. And the way he's building the roster has been different, but very effective so far. And I don't think that will probably change. So keep the coaching staff together. He's put together a good coaching staff, and keep your rev share NIL people doing what they can there. And I think Colorado can be in the Big 12 title hunt again next year.
Yeah.